Right, so hi everyone, back to it. Let's get a wee Lemurian message. So, I don't know how long I'll do these for daily. It might be all of August, or it might just be until the change into Virgo season, or yeah, let's go with it. Right, so, and welcome if you're new. We've got a few new subscribers. We're nearly going to get to the point where it's not going to say 1.44. So we'll have to release that. I'll have to release that because, and again, it was going down, it was going up, it was going down, it was going up. So, but again, it's very meaningful. So right now, it feels still important that the subs are 1.44. Right, okay, so it could be extra meaningful if you do resonates with the 144 filters. I imagine quite a few people do watching this, but right, so I slept really late. When they get me to mention this, it's because it's going to be relevant to some of you. Because if you're new, everything I do is channeling, clearing, healing energy. Wait a minute, we can't even. You could just see his ears. So I use a lot of cards, but I'm always doing healing in amongst everything I'm doing, and I'm putting up the extra mini light code activations that I've filmed. Filmed them all in advance. So. But yeah, all I was going to say there is I feel really like today. Like often in a Capricorn moon, which is what we're in right now, I can feel like it's like I either feel like I feel really focused and I want to get loads of shit done, either like work wise or around the house. I don't feel like doing any of that today. I don't feel like doing this either. I just looked at 144 in the timer too. But I'm gonna. So, because Capricorn moon, it's got quite a heavy, serious feeling to it, weighty, it's very karmic. It's about karma. But there could be karmic rewards coming for you too. But so I feel whatever I'm picking up on here, and this might be something that I expand on more in the live stream, which I think I'm just going to do that like right after I finish this. But yeah, I don't know. You could be feeling a bit meh, a bit bored, 222, love and partnership, or tired, like I'm tired because I'd chum my mum to Glasgow for something, and it was totally great. Like yesterday I was in a food coma. I just like literally I thought about it, I was like, oh my god, this is like all my favourite food, because I had an amazing fry up, which kept me going all day. And then we had Italian, like half pizza, half pasta, and that's like my favourite. So, like, do you know what I mean? That's like the perfect day of food. Like Joey's doesn't share food. That's like Claire's perfect day of food. So, but I wouldn't eat that all the time because yes, I certainly wouldn't reach my weight goals if I was to eat like that all the time. But now it was really good. And of course, if you see the wee shorts, I'll put it below. But it was weird because it was like I started walking up this street, and of course it just happened to be right when Spider-Man was hanging about in the air. And then it's quite funny because the taxi driver was going on about it's fucking Spider-Man. I can't stand him now because it's I can't get anywhere and stuff. And because he was quite like he was maybe a bit older than me, and it was just quite funny his banter, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a big fuss about nothing. And I'm like, I bet you it's some guy that nobody even knows either. When I googled that, I was like, all right, it's Tom Holland. But again, it's not like I'm not massive any celebrities like that. But I was like, he is the Spider-Man that's been there for a while. But yeah, it was more just hilarious. It was like right as we walked up the street, he was like, I saw it, and then my mum couldn't see him. And then she saw that it's my mum's last funny on the thing. So but yeah, and then my dad sent me a picture, which was funny because I was like, Mum's like, send me the pictures, and the pictures look shit. The videos are all right, but the pictures look shit. Like I didn't really get many pictures, so I screenshotted some of them. And then my dad sent me one of the pictures that's from like the papers or something, and it's like, and I knew what his joke was. It was kind of like, yeah, this is the kid, because it was an explosion, it was like a big dramatic picture. Whereas I didn't put the pictures up because they really aren't. You can, can't really blame my mum that she didn't see him until a wee bit in, but it's quite funny. But it was just, it's the point of that being is the serendipity of that is the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time, whether I'm on my own or with people. And people that know me very well in my personal life will be able to tell you that. It's like, you know, I'm thinking back to like one of my younger friends used to say that all the time, like the things that would happen on a night out, or just, you know, there was one time actually it wasn't a night out, we were out during the day, and it was just, yeah, one of the things that happened was just like the chances of something like that happening are just like slim to none. But these are the things that do happen. But that is, it's not only because I'm a medium, it's also because I'm a shaman as well. It heightens these energies of these kind of synchronicities, serendipitous meetings. So there might be a serendipitous meeting. Also, you might be getting some kind of communication, because I just got a text there when I was talking. But, and of course, this is all very in the air because we're in the Lionsgate portal, which, you know, again, I hope my energy picks up towards Friday, because I've noticed, I think I've been like this the last few years in the Lionsgate portal. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just the influx of energy or something. But like I said, it's actually, I know it is. It's because it's the Aquarius full moon on Friday, on Saturday rather. But on Fridays, we're in the Aquarius moon. We're basically in the energy of it, and that's the full moon. I'm not really a fan of, so I feel like I'm maybe already in the energy of that. And again, please, if you're out and about doing things, please just take daytime or night, especially night, even if you're not the one that's drinking, because other people will be wild in that. It's just, you know, like I said, within reason, if you're protect your energy, you know, you could have fun, but it's like, it's one that there's a lot of risk involved, unpredictability, because that is what Aquarius is about. But again, and it provokes a lot of anxiety, you know, like, oh, what's going to happen next, or what kind of shock's going to come my way, or what kind of news is going to come my way. But remember, it could be good news. So you can flip that apprehension, like not so good, into like excitement. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? Like turn around with Spider-Man's there. And I also think, you know, the other funny thing is, which again is just like a daily experience for me, and I know it will be for a lot of you that are on the Twinflame journey. Like literally right before I saw Spider-Man, someone was shouting at the top of their voice my twin flame's name. And I was like to my mum, I was like, "That, did you hear that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then not only that, we only stayed and watched Spider-Man for like, you know, 5 minutes or something. Then when I started walking like down the next street, like 2 more times, people were saying like, and we'd passed people and they were saying his name. Like, do you know what I mean? So that was kind of weird, because it was in the space of 10 minutes. It was 3 times. So what that would tell me is, although this literally does happen to me, again, it happens a lot. So much so that I just like, it's like when I'm on my own, I'm just like, oh yeah, totally. But when I'm with someone, it kind of makes it more funny. So my mum saw it too, but she's been with me loads of times when that's happened. Loads again, everyone around me has been with me when that happens all the time. But I feel it's just quite significant, you know, something about the whole, because like there's this, what am I trying to say? There is like a superhero kind of energy that a lot of twin flames can connect with. Like, for instance, my absolute favourite is Wonder Woman, you'll all know. If you're new, you'll, again, actually, I suppose I don't make as much reference, but like, you know what I mean? If you're in my office, I've got a wee Wonder Woman thing, I've Wonder Woman pajamas, Wonder Woman mug, like I just love Wonder Woman stuff. So it's just, you know, that, and that is very much the energy, that courage energy, boldness at my heart. That's like my shamanic sort of energy. So I often feel like, you know, a lot of males in particular, although like, look who says what genders, like who, a lot of males could identify with things like Spider-Man, Batman, especially because it was strange. Like my mum, when we were sitting, because I had a couple of drinks yesterday too, just because it was like we had a while before we were travelling back, and which is probably why I had a long night. I literally just had a few, but like, because I don't typically drink, it can make me a wee bit more tired. So it's probably that too. You know what I mean? This is why I don't drink. You know what I mean? It's just I can feel I'm not hungover today, but, and I'm not just one of those people like I'm not hungover, but it's kind of like it's just a bit, because believe me, if I was hungover, I wouldn't be filming this. That's the point. But it's kind of like it's like, you know, it is a depressant, so like, you know, it doesn't help when it's a Capricorn moon. So, but again, in August, I do allow myself to let loose a little bit. It's not, like I said, it's nice just to relax. It was weird weather. It was like 1 minute it was raining, 1 minute it was sunny, and it seems weirder than Edinburgh, to be honest. I was like, why the? But again, my mum was explaining why that's okay. So I've been on my little journey, and we made it safe. It was, you know, it was, the weather was turbulent on the way there, but like I said, it was all right through the night and stuff too, a bit windy and rainy, but it's but you know, there was it's hard to say whether that's exaggerated or not, because there were in total 42,000 people without electricity, I think, power cuts and stuff. But I think it was like the more sort of places that you would expect, like coastal areas and stuff. But yeah, like I said, it's hard because these things are exaggerated all around the world. But yeah, I hope everybody out there, wherever you're at, is doing all right, safe for the weather and whatever else. But right, anyway, better crack on this because I wanted to do the live. So what have we got for today? So you'll probably see this after I do the live stream. What have we got for the Lemurian message today? Oh yeah, so hopefully you get the point of that. What I'm saying is, you know, you could feel like you're being, like I feel this with the superhero sort of thing. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. My mum kept seeing these cars passing when we were sitting having a drink that looked like Batman cars. It's like Batman. I'm like, that's weird. Spider-Man, Batman. So do you know what I mean? All these kind of things, or Wonder Woman, Superwoman, like it's like you might feel like this Lionsgate portal energy, like you're getting these crazy downloads and like awakening 1111 to who you really are, or like it's happening in some kind of superhuman strength inner. I mean, that is what it feels like when you have a Kundalini rising. Because like I said, if you don't know that about me, I had a spontaneous Kundalini rising, Kundalini awakening that happened over 36 hours. So although I already had all the clears of super psychic, after that happened, and it was, during my dark night, so it was, I was not, like, I was never the same again, you know what I mean? Like, my psychic abilities, like, amplified, like, by a million. So, and like I said, I've never met anyone this today where that's happened like that extreme. So it is, it is quite an interesting one. But like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anyone either, because it really did, my whole life was being rocked apart at that point. That's quite interesting. The song that's just come on when I said that is, wait a minute, the name's coming up. Oh yeah, the song's about shit. Head and Heart, Joel Corey and M Nick, or however you say that, M-N-E-K. But it's kind of catchy, it's like, and my heart goes do 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 do. It's just a wee dance song, but there's obviously something about, maybe there's a conflict between someone's head and heart. But the video's funny because it's like split down the middle, and like one side he's like walking along, he's like, yeah, and he's like feeling like he's a man, and on the other side he's like looking like shit, feeling like shit, and like, people are like pushing him about, bullying him and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's basically like, you can, oh, there we go, you can either choose to be excited in this Aquarius full moon build up, or worried. And it's your mindset really does matter. You manifest things into your life by, if you're always walking around feeling like shit, you're going to attract negative experiences again. And I'm just kind of like, I just like to bring common sense to this. It's easier said than done. There are times in our life where we just feel shit, right? And a dark night soul, absolutely. Or if you're going through really dark times and stuff, right? So besides those sorts of things, in general, there are things you can do about it to pick your mood up a little bit. Like, so for instance, like you can, get yourself out in it, because actually I have meant to do that, you know what I mean? And it's like, but I'll plan to do it tomorrow now, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, get out in the nature, ground yourself, get some fresh air, or, if you're in the house, like, watch a funny film, watch something that picks your edge. Or like I've mentioned before, if you're feeling anxious, it's actually very clever to watch like a program or a film that you've watched before where there's no surprises. It can calm your nervous system. I didn't know that until like years after I've been doing it, but now I just like to pass that on if you didn't know that. So yeah, I just might be putting on the old episodes of Love Island. I'm joking. I don't tend to do that. Once Love Island is finished, I don't tend to watch it back. But I do like things like Towie and that, and other things. Like I even watched an old one of them today when I got up. But yeah, anyway, let's see, what have we got? And also, so if you see me looking a bit uncomfortable, my wrist is really sore right now, so calling in healing for it's like I've sprained it the way I was picking up the case or something, so I've been resting it a lot. So, and of course with shuffling so much, that's not going to help. Ooh, what I just said about grounding, Earth Star Chakra initiation. So that's really significant because the video that we just had for yesterday was Soul Star activation or something. And as I explained it, the Soul Star Chakra is when you're connected to the soul star chakra, especially if that's like divine masculine energies, it's like you really are, you went through the third eye, you're really opening up at the crown and the soul star chakra, you know who you are. Like that can be when a lot of people actually come into union. So now I feel with air chakra now coming out, I feel this is about grounding some of these unions in the physical. And of course, that is why I make the effort to do these daily live streams. And again, also the song that's on right now is Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran. So again, you could be battling some kind of bad habit or addiction or something, or you could have moved through that, or your person is, because this isn't everyone's whoever it identifies with. We've all probably got some type of bad habit that we could kick. I definitely know there's things in mine that I'm always trying to combat. And there's things that I've overcome, so we're all different. But yeah, I feel this is about grounding something in the physical. And also Capricorn moon right now is an earth sign, heart chakra, unfurling back to love. So I think this is about grounding some kind of love, isn't it? Grounding some kind of love into the physical. Right, 1. So, initiation, oneness, collective consciousness, anchoring transmissions from the higher realms, which again, to me, that is what this week is all about. But like I said, it's not always that you get a big rush energy and feel great. I think for me personally, it's just because I've been out and about walking a lot and, well, not really, I haven't, you know what I mean? It's the 2 4, it's just, it's just, I don't like staying away from my house, like I said. But, although I was saying to my mum, I was like, I'm really funny. It's like, I don't like being away from home, but I do. It's like, but it's kind of like, a short time is enough and then I want to get home, you know what I mean? But the bed was like so comfy. But right, anchoring transmissions from the higher realms, sacred earth knowledge, integration of the divine, working with grid lines. So you might identify as a grid worker. That's definitely what I do. There's a period of time for years where I was walking on the beach for hours at a time every day, and it was part of my shamanic work. And it's not like, oh, I need to do this like logically. It was like my head and heart, the song Head and Heart. My soul, my heart was being pulled to do it. Like I just knew that my soul was here to anchor in these codes. Whereas now I can anchor in these codes of the new earth, and I can stay in my house for days on end and stuff. Obviously, I don't like to do it too much in the summer, but I did last year. I hardly, there was loads. I wasn't, because I just don't like being around other people. Because that's why I was a wee bit. It was, so again, when they get me explain this, I just trust that it's going to resonate with some of you. Oh, that's, they're really teaching me something here, because like that's a hand I shuffle with. And then I'm really expressive too, and that's actually sore when I'm doing it. So I'm going to just hold my hand there, hold it down, grounding it down on the phone. I'm going to hold my hand so I don't wave it about. Like when there's a sea of people, because the shops are amazing. It's always been the way since I was younger too. I forgot, like the shops are just so amazing. But like we weren't going there to shop or anything, do you know what I mean? So it was just, but like. I just forgot. It was bringing back a lot of it. It was actually bringing a lot of bad memories too. But I really feel like actually that might make me emotional, but I don't think so. I had said to my mum, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Because she, I needed to chum her somewhere, and it was like, because I went to Glasgow, because I went to uni in Glasgow, and that was, a traumatic experience. I'm not really too keen on it, and I thought that's a shame, because Glasgow is beautiful, but it's a shame that I've associated with those bad memories. So but it was, when I was in the train station, particularly yesterday, it was a bit kind of like, I did feel I was getting a wee bit like, it wasn't quite a panic attack, but I was just like, it was like I was saying to myself, right, that was a long time ago, you're a different person now, stronger, that kind of stuff. Also, an advert just flashed up, Nathan and Dad. So, Nathan, your dad might be coming in from the spirit world again. It's a program. I don't think I'm going to watch it, but it was a program that just flashed up. That happened the other day. I'm proud of myself, because it did bring back a lot of memories. Because again, I was going back and forwards on the train there for like 3 years, because it was a 2-year course, and then I'd done a year extra. So it was like I was saying, I was actually more qualified than, energetic, like, in that, because I had more experience in that way. I know I'm not going into the big story of it, but no, it was nice walking about, the areas where I would have been all the time when I was at uni, where there was a lot of bad memories. And it's like, I feel like me and my mum walked about and created really, actually, see it, and I'm saying that out loud, that could make me upset, because it's like, yeah, I hadn't thought about that till right now. It feels like me and my mum walked about and created loads of really lovely memories that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Like, honestly, it was that much of a nice day. From the minute I got up to the minute I got home, it was just a really lovely day. Like, all my favourite food, adore my mum. It was just a really nice day. Like, I appreciate the little things in life that a lot of people don't, basically. That's why I'm always encouraging other people, be grateful, be humble. But it was like, yeah, when we're walking in to see people like shopping and that was quite overwhelming for me. And as I've gotten older, I'm able to handle that even less. So it'll be really interesting, actually, when I go out with my best pal, how I find the festival, because the Edinburgh Festival is like insane for how many people. But I'm carefully selecting when I go, and I'm not telling people when I'm going either. So I'll obviously, once I've been, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've just been out. But me and my friend will just be in our own wee bubble anyway. But that's what I felt like me and my mum were. But the point is, we found this little pub that was like away from, well, it was actually me that found it. Again, my guys just kept serendipitously helping me to find, that's what always, it's magical. It is magical when like, my guys just, don't get me wrong, crazy, uncomfortable stuff can happen too. My Twinflame's numbers, like when you bump in and you're not expecting things like that, oh, like when I've serendipitously bumped into him and it's taken me aback, it's taken him aback, and but there were happy times when that happened before. But like, no, that wee place that we found, it was really lovely because it felt like you were just away from all the hustle and bustle. And that's the kind of stuff I love. Like, I do like being out and about, but I like kind of being out and about and then kind of away from it. It's hard to describe, but some of you will be like that too. Like, I like when you find a wee sort of secret, because it like had all fairy lights and everything like that. That's why I love the festival, if I'm honest. I love the festival because I love all the fairy lights and the wee sort of secret like dens, and because they always have like tents and like they just like makeshift tents, and I don't know, I just love that. Because I've got loads of fairy lights in my living room that I just love fairy lights. Yeah, probably my Leo midheaven or something. But I'm just trying to think, does anything else happen? There was quite a lot of things, but anyway, that's what's popping on my mind. You are integration of the divine, working with grid lines. You're standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust into the unknown, with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seat of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprint of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded, despite moving through multi-dimensional realms and able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality. I'm doing that game in my hand. This is funny. The higher you reach for the divine or the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply to the earth. So I think this is about really grounding your energy, because some of this energy coming in, although it's quite exciting, it can really amplify and activate and awaken your gifts. That's why my course is called that. It can be quite full on too. Oh yeah, and by the way, if I'm not running a group Zoom on Friday on the Lionsgate portal, a song's just come on called Afraid to Feel. I don't know what that is, but that's going to be relevant. Somebody could have a fear of commitment or feeling that, that comes up in usually all of these. Like, I'll do something on Friday on the live stream for everyone. I kind of more feel it might lean towards that way. But I always trust it's because if nobody signs up for that, it's because my energies don't want me around, like they want me to be myself. Myself, but I can do stuff I'll come and do the Lionsgate, I'll do something for the Lionsgate anyway for everyone. But and I feel I'll pop in the membership either Thursday. So I'm filming this on Wednesday, so I'll pop in the membership either tomorrow or Friday, so for members. Explore clearing meditation, self-energy work, and put intention into meaningful parts of your life. Find ways to balance your life. Be aware of the times of the day that are more conducive to different states of consciousness, such as flow, meditation, and productivity. Integration of spirit and the eternal self. How you balance spiritual and physical reality. So, and the healing position is at the feet, 30 centimeters below the feet, but placing, so she's talking about the card or something. So, if you've done my grounding meditation that I done on the Mayan New Year, I'm sure I mentioned the earth chakra, and I don't always, but And then they've made me wear the brown again. Although I did say I do like the brown because I got a new brown eyeshadow thing. So it's but it reminds you of like Capricorn Moon right now. Ground, yeah, it's all grounding. Because again, I'm saying that because if you're new, the colours that my guides make me wear are always something. They've always been connected to the message because I'm a colour healer as well. Right. Full spectrum. Root chakra. Oh yes, so see what I mean? Something's full spectrum. Look, that's balancing, grounding all the chakras. But root chakra. So the root chakra is the one up from their chakra. So there's basically a lot of grounding needed right now. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here because I'm actually just going to go and do a live stream now. So see you later.